All right, everybody. Well, welcome to class number 4 of Launch 28, how to launch your podcast in 20, or not your podcast, but your product. How to launch your product in 28 days or less by building your list, gaining testimonials, and creating multiple streams of income. I'll be your coach today. I'm Chad Thibodeau. It is class 4, and we're going to be talking about forging your virtual relationship. And I want you to think about that word forge just a minute. I literally mean it just how it sounds. It's called forcing it. And when I think of forge, I think of back in the day when they had the iron workers, and they would take a piece of iron and put it in the hot coals until it got bright red. And then a blacksmith or a silversmith or goldsmith, whoever was working on it at the time, would take that metal while it was being red, and they would begin forging a particular shape by using a hammer or anvil or whatever they were using, and they would forge a particular shape out of that. Well, in online marketing and in our online business, that's exactly what we do, is we literally are going to forge and mold and shape a virtual relationship, and we are going to dictate what type of information our potential audience is going to receive, and how it's going to benefit them, and where we want them to go. We're going to dictate that. We're not going to allow it to happen by accident. Now, many of us who have online businesses that fail, they forget this extraordinarily valuable portion of the launch process, and that is being intentional about who you're trying to reach, what you're trying to get them to hear, and where you're trying to take them. You've got to be intentional with this process, so we're going to forge the process today. We're literally going to force it and make it happen. Now, the hard part about this is as we go, sometimes we may feel like we're being a little overbearing or being a little too tough. And that's okay, because our audience has a little thing called the unsubscribe button if they don't like exactly what we're doing. And they're more than welcome to hit that unsubscribe button if they don't like what you're teaching. They're not the perfect audience for you anyway. So let's get intentional about what we're trying to do. As a recap, what we said in class 1, we said that the best way to succeed in business is to be in business. So we're trying to launch, we're trying to get in business, we're trying to get off the sideline and get into the game. Even if our product isn't the best, we can make it better later on, but we want to be in business so we can succeed in business. And what we said, the funnel where we're trying to go in any type of online marketing, is that we're trying to take strangers, people that we don't know, and we're trying to convert them at the top of our funnel into prospects. These are just people who may one day buy from us. And from a prospect, they don't even know who you are. We want to give them something that's going to move them from prospect to interested. And then we want them to become a looky-loo, a curious George, so to speak. And we want them now to begin digesting information from us. And before too long, hopefully they'll pull out their credit card, they'll become a customer. And from a customer, we want them to become a client. This is someone who gives us money month after month after month after month, or quarter, or however often you take your funds. We want them to become a client, and then eventually we want them to become a high-ticket partner. This is where they give you a lot of money for your particular services. So that's the funnel that we want to take them. So week number 1, we said we've got to be very clear about who we are, who we're trying to help, what we offer, and what the intended outcome is. So we created a value proposition. And almost all of us have created this by now. We've been working on it, we've been refining it, and we're almost there with our value proposition. But this is so important, because if we don't know who we are, then we're going to be all over the place. We're going to be wishy-washy. If we don't know who we want to help, then we'll just help anybody and everybody. And as we learn, we can't afford that. And if we don't know exactly what we offer and what problem or pain that we solve, then nobody's going to spend their money, because they're going to be just as confused as you are. And if you don't have a result or outcome that you can point to, then nobody's going to pay you money, because they don't know what to expect once they get behind the little black curtain. Then we created our value ladder. We said that there are at least 5 steps where we can create one product or one idea or one concept and receive multiple streams of income. And we started with our lead magnet. So by now, you should have your lead magnet done. If you don't, you're going to be in a world of hurt today, because we're going to be spending a lot of time on how to make money on our lead magnet. Not money, but excuse me, how to build our list from our lead magnet. Then our tripwire. We're going to show you today on how to make money from your tripwire. And our core product, which is where we're going, where we're heading, this is where we receive residual income or passive income from 2 to 4 different levels of pricing that multiple people can give us money each and every month. So we don't have to worry about our paycheck as an entrepreneur. That's already covered. Then we're going to have an upsell. This is where we're going to get more money, and the customer is going to ask, what else do you have to make me successful? But really where we're trying to get, where we want to spend our time, energy, and effort on is those high-ticket clients, those high-ticket partners, those people who spend a lot of money for our advice and for our services, and that's where we want to get them. So class number 2, we said we want the perfect client. And we asked, who do we want to work with and who will my information best help? We did an entire process on coming up with our perfect client and filling out that customer avatar. And then we said, once we have that, then we have a choice. We either have ego marketing, which is all about us, or hero marketing, which is all about them. And what we said was we want to be Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. We want to notice the problems that people have, and then we want to come in and we want to save the day. But in order to be a hero, you do have to have an ego. You have to know that your product is going to help people. You have to know that you are the best at what you do. And you've got to be able to proclaim that into the world, but not in a sleazy, slimy, look at me way, but we have to proclaim that to the world by saying, hey, here's what your problems are, here's what your pain is, and here I am, your potential superhero. I can save the day, but the reason why I can is because I've been there, I've done that, and I've had pain and emotions as well. And then we came up with our 11-step process, that this is really our business. And if we can answer these 11 questions, we have our entire product, our entire business figured out. It starts with the person. Who am I trying to help? What problems do they have? These are practical problems. And then how does that manifest itself in their everyday life? What kind of emotional anguish are they going through? And then the personal is where the hero comes in. You're going to jump in now, introduce yourself, tell them your story, tell them your problem, tell them your pain, but you're going to then be able to make a promise to them that everything's going to be okay because you came through it. We're going to come up with our promise statement. Remember, we said this is the most important statement in our business, is that one sentence, that promise statement about how everything's going to be okay. Then we're going to give them the process. Hey, here's the process I'm going to take you through in order to make your pain go away. And then we're finally going to introduce them to our product. This is what we have to sell. We're going to introduce it to them, and then quickly we're going to jump over to proof, and we're going to show them that it works. This is testimonials. 2 or 3 or 4 people giving you written testimonials that your product works or that your services work. If you don't have that yet, then this is proof that it worked in your life, and you're going to begin demonstrating to them that this works, because if it works, then they're more apt to buy from you. Then the perceived value. This is our value stack. We're going to show them everything that they get in the product, and we're going to give them an idea of how much this is worth monetarily, and then we're going to move to our price, and our price should be somewhere between 10 and 20% of the perceived value. So if you have a perceived value of $10,000, you can sell your product between $1,000 and $2,000. If you have a perceived value of $1,000, you can sell your product between $100 and $200. And then finally, we're going to move over and we're going to ask them for the purchase. And that's our 11-step process. That really is our business. Last week, we said, if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. And we're going to focus on that a little bit today. But you have to have a list if you're going to have a business. So just imagine if you have a swimming pool in your backyard and you want to go catch a catfish, and you go to your swimming pool and throw the perfect, throw good bait, and you got all the right fishing poles and you have everything, but you're fishing in your swimming pool. Well, that's a little foolish, right? Because you're not going to catch a fish in your swimming pool. Why? Because there's no fish in your swimming pool. Well, just as absurd as that sounds, trying to catch a catfish in your swimming pool, it's also equally absurd if we're trying to make money in our online business if we don't have any people in our database to promote to. So we've got to get plenty of fish in our pond. We have to stock our pond so when we go fishing, we can pull out our perfect client. And so what we said last week is we need to build a tribe. A tribe is a group of people who are your raving fans, who look at you, who look up to you, you're their mentor, you help them in so many aspects, and then they broadcast to the world how great you are. They do it for you. That's our tribe. We want tons of people in our database that are our tribe. They identify themselves to you. I'm in Russell Brunson's tribe, the guy who runs ClickFunnels. I buy everything he has. I read everything he does. I'm a raving fan of his. Why? Because he's changed my life. And that's what we want to be able to do with our perfect client. So we said in order to build a tribe, you have to establish what's known as a teacher-student relationship. A teacher-student relationship is where you establish yourself as the superior. You're the one with the expert and the knowledge and the know-how, and they establish themselves as the inferior, the person who is coming to you looking for that education that can solve their problems. And we said there's power in that relationship between the teacher-student relationship. There's so much power because typically when a teacher tells us to do something, they do it. And so you can actually forge this teacher-student relationship to the point that you've helped them so much and they look at you so much as an expert that when you tell them, hey, share this link, or hey, go tell the world about this particular post, or hey, go buy this product, they actually do it. That's the power of teacher-student. And we said that it really doesn't matter how big our list is. Size doesn't matter. It's not the size that matters, but the quality of the lead that matters and how you engage with them. We'd rather have a few qualified leads on our database than tons of people in our database who really aren't qualified and they don't even really know who you are. And so then we're going to engage them to move them through that funnel that I showed you earlier, moving them all the way from prospect to high ticket. Then we said we have to drip before you drop. Drip before you drop. People do not buy from people they do not trust. And so what we do is we drip several pieces of content to them before we ever ask them to purchase. The reason is if we drip, 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 they will build a virtual relationship with us and they will trust us, then they will buy. And then we said the law of reciprocity. If we drip before we drop, the law of reciprocity kicks in. This is where somebody feels psychologically obligated to purchase from you because you've helped them so much for free. And we want to get them to that aha moment where if their free stuff is that good, I can only imagine how good their paid content is. That's where we're trying to get them, is at this particular level. Wow. Man, Patricia's free stuff was that good? Of course I would pay $1,000 for her paid content. That's the law of reciprocity. And so, and then we said last week that our first goal is to get our first 100 subscribers to our database by the end of this class. Or if you already have a database, let's get our next 100, and we want them to be qualified. So far up to this point, here are all the deliverables that we should have created so far. You should have already created your value proposition. You should have created your value letter along with your lead magnet tripwire, written out your core product, know what your upsell is, know what your high ticket item is. You should already have that. You should have already done your perfect client or your avatar worksheet so you know exactly who it is you want to work with and who it is that your information will help. You should have already completed the 11P Strat Op process. That's those 11 steps that basically talk about who you are and what your business is. That's your business plan. That's your marketing plan. That's your strategic operation. So we call it your Strat Op. Last week we gave you a free funnel. You should have been messing around with your funnel this week. You should have already created your opt-in funnel. Don't worry about if it looks good. It doesn't have to look good, but you should already have some information in there, and I'd be more than happy to go and help you make that beautiful. And then we should have already done our 3-part email follow-up sequence. These are the 3 emails that they're going to get once they opt in. Here are the 3 emails that they're going to get. Now, I owe you a template for these, and I've almost got those done, and you'll have those by the end of the day today. But now let's get into class number 4, forging a virtual relationship. So remember, we've created our launchpad. We found the riches and the niches. Last week, we built our Monday list. Today, we're going to forge our virtual relationship because next week, we're going to prepare to launch. We're getting ready to put this thing in overdrive. Step number 6 is to make sure all the tech is ready. Step 7, we're going to open cart to our product. And then 2 weeks from today, we are blasting off, and we're going to begin making money on our product, okay? And so let's jump into class 4, forging your virtual relationship. Okay, what I want to do today is I want to talk with you about a 7-step strategy to growing your list rapidly without spending any money. And I went ahead and just put this in this class today because I was going to make a video for you, but I just didn't have time between last week and this week. So I said, you know what, I'm going to throw it right here at the beginning of the class. It's a 7-step strategy to growing your email list rapidly without spending any money. Remember, we're trying to get our first 100 subscribers. That's what we're trying to get. If we can get 100 subscribers, then we are golden. Now, why 100, okay? Before I get into the strategy, why 100? Why is that so important? Well, 100 may not sound like a lot to some people, and 100 sounds like a ton to many others. But the 100 is just a milestone. The chances are, if you can get 100 people in your database, you now can open for business. And if all you get is a 5% conversion rate, then that's 5 clients that you have. That's business. You're making money. So just do the math. If you have a $1,000 product and you can get 5 people out of that first 100 people to purchase, you have a business that's worth $5,000. If you do your if you do your value ladder correctly, you may have a high ticket item that may be worth $2,000 to $3,000. You may have an upsell product that may be worth several $100s. Your core product may be $1,000 or maybe $100 a month. You know, your tripwire may be $10 or $20. You can see already, if all you have is 100 people, you can begin extrapolating customers from that 100-person list, and you have a real, live, viable business. And if you can get 100 people in your database this month, who says you can't get 100 people in your database next month? And you may already, with 100 people, you may already have a $60,000 business. You may already be able to begin taking out $4,000 to $5,000 each and every month with your product, and all you have to have is 100 people and to work the system. So it's really important. I want to give you a piece of advice that's not on the screen with our live class. I'll put it in the notes for our on-demand class. But here's what you have to know. It all starts with incredible content. It all starts with incredible content. You have to have amazing content if you're going to do anything well. If you have mediocre content, if you have subpar content, nobody's going to buy that. You have to have great content. Now, you don't have to have a lot, but you have to have great content. If you have a good marketing strategy for poor content, all that does is make your bad product look worse, okay? And so it all starts with incredible content. So what today's class is about in getting our first 100 subscribers is really creating several pieces of incredible content that you can use in multiple facets, okay? Multiple facets is going to help you not only launch your business, but grow your business. And you're going to be able to use these pieces of content in multiple ways, and I'll show you that as we go. But let's jump into the 7-step strategy, okay? So let's say that you already have an incredible piece of content, okay? Or a concept for good content. So let's say that you're going to create an online project, okay? And we're going to use marriage and family today. So let's say that your core product is all about marriage and family. So you know that you're going to be able to focus all of your content on marriage and family. So what you got to do is it starts with incredible content, and this content must relate to the product you're going to eventually sell, okay? The product, the content, must relate with the product that you're going to eventually sell. For instance, if you're going to be selling an online course for fixing your marriage, well, it's not real beneficial to offer content around being an auto mechanic. Why? Because those two things simply don't mesh. Now, I know this is the moment of the class, but you have to understand that. So many people will say, oh, I'm really interested in this. I'm going to write about it, and it has nothing to do with what they're going to eventually sell, and so it's disconnected. And what you end up doing is you end up filling your database full of people that really aren't qualified prospects in order to buy your product. So your content, your incredible content, has got to align itself with your core product that you're eventually going to sell. This is going to ensure that the people opting in to get your content are qualified leads that may be a good fit to purchase your products in the future. You're going to repurpose this content then in several different ways. First thing is you're going to give something away. Okay, give something away. Now this could be a checklist, a cheat sheet, a quiz, a survey, report, guide, or even research from someone else's work. And I'm going to dive into those, and I'm going to talk with you about each and every one of those. Okay, this is your lead magnet. Many of you have already figured out what your lead magnet is, but let me tell you about giving something away and creating your lead magnet. Okay, a checklist is something quick and easy that you can give away. So using our marriage and family illustration, we could create a quick checklist such as 10 things you must do to affair-proof your marriage. Okay, that would be a quick checklist that would get somebody's attention quickly on social media, and they would want it. And when it's a checklist, okay, or 10 quick things, People know that they're not going to have to invest a lot of time in this particular level, so they're more apt to get it, and they're more apt to give you their contact information. Remember, we said a lead magnet is simply an ethical bribe that we use to gain somebody's information. A quick checklist is a great way to do that. A cheat sheet. A cheat sheet is something that you've been able to figure out that you can help someone with quickly in order to save them a lot of time, energy, and effort. Okay, so in the marriage and family thing, okay, you could say 6 things to guarantee she's going to have the best birthday ever. Cheat sheet. 6 incredible birthday ideas. Okay, or how I created my wife's best 30th birthday or whatever. Whatever your cheat sheet is, it's just you want to create something that's going to be able to help them have a head start without having to do all the research. This is typically research-based, and it's typically something they can ingest quickly. It's short, to the point. It's not a long 5 to 6 or 7 page ebook. It's just simply a 1-page ebook. Okay, quizzes. These are fun. I like quizzes because they encourage interaction. Okay, if it's okay, I'm gonna be messy here, and I'm gonna just write on this PowerPoint. Is that okay? I'm gonna write on this. Let's see if I can change this. Okay, so give something away. So we're gonna write the checklist here. We're gonna write the cheat sheet here. We're gonna write the quiz or survey. Let me talk to you about the quiz or survey. Okay, a quiz, a survey. This works really well. Okay, let's stick with our marriage and family thing. Okay, so this could be like you could simply create a quiz that says, hey, is it time for a divorce? Answer these questions and find out. Okay, that's a quiz. Okay, a quiz could be like if you're a real estate agent. How much is your house worth? Okay, answer these questions and find out. Okay, it's a quick 2 or 3 question thing that you ask a leading question. Okay, that gets somebody's attention. They answer 2 or 3 questions by bullet points, not by typing it in, but by bullet points. And then what's fun about this is then it sends them to a page that says, thank you, we've got your information. Where can I send your results? Okay, where can I send your results? And once again, they're going to have to put their name and email address in for you to mail them results. It's a great way to get people in your database. Now, the thing with the quiz and survey is it's got to be related to your core product. Okay, so don't create a quiz or survey based on something that has nothing to do with your particular core product. Okay, they've got to be related. There we go. Okay, so your quiz or survey. Let's see, what else do we have in this one? You can do a report. This one's really fun. Okay, especially if you don't have content. If you don't have any information, this is the one you need to go to. What a report is you go find an expert. Okay, go find an expert in the field. So if you have, sticking with marriage and family, okay, go find like a Les and Leslie Parrott who are really good at marriage and family, and then find out something that they say, take their information and put it in a report. Or you may find 3 or 4 experts, okay? So your report could be, what the leading experts say on how to affair-proof your marriage, okay? And all you have to do is just report what you found. Hey, Les and Leslie Parrott said this. Or, I don't even know other marriage and family experts, but you can actually take their information, their research, and as long as you give them credit, you can bundle it in a report. And people love these because they don't have to go searching. They don't have to go searching the internet. Michael Hyatt does an incredible one where he talks about resources that the leading experts, and he says what the top 100 resources from the top 100 experts. And what he does is he takes guys like Jeff Walker and Amy Porterfield, and he'll send them an email and say, hey guys, will you reply with 1 sentence? What's your most favorite resource? And they reply, and then what the report does, and this is incredible for gaining leads. So what Michael Hyatt does then is he'll create his landing page, and he puts their pictures on his landing page, okay? And then what he does is he targets those 100 people. And so his report looks really good because it looks like it's this information from all these leading experts that everybody recognizes, okay? And he gets tons of people to give him their name and email address for this content, and he did absolutely nothing. He wasn't the expert. He was simply the reporter. It's an incredible way An incredible way to get lots of leads is by being a reporter. Okay, let's see. What else? What else? What else? Here's a guide. Okay, a guide is a really good way. So a guide is simply, like your microphone on. If you can remember to mute it when you come on, that would be great. A guide is an incredible way to get a lot of leads as well. So let's say that you're doing something in the in the parenting space, and muting folks. You're doing something in the parenting space, and you could say the parental guide, to I don't know, you're going to review movies. I'm making it up. Review movies. Okay. The parental guide to reviewing this summer's hottest blockbusters. And you're going to just do Spider-Man, and you're going to write a little thing about it. Is it kid friendly or not? Okay. It's a great way to do it. This is a great time. You can do a guide and a report. Okay. So you can go and find out what all the movie critics say, what all the clean parenting sites say. And then you can take the information, put it in the guide, you can put it on Facebook, and people literally will take that. They'll give you their name and information for that guide. This guide is really helpful in any aspect, in any business, okay? If you're in the health and wellness, okay? You can create a guide. Okay, this could be a nutrition guide, okay? A guide, this is a nutrition plan for, getting healthy in the next 7 days. Or it could be a guide on how to meal prep. If you are, in the launch space, okay, this could be a guide, and I've got one I'm going to give you today. This could be a guide on how to launch quickly. Whatever it is, a guide is a really, 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 really good piece of information. I'll do, let's do one more. Let's see. How about, well, that's plenty. You get the idea, okay? You get the idea. So 7 steps. First thing is you want to give something away. So you're going to give a checklist, a cheat sheet, a quiz survey, report, or a guide, okay? That's number 1. Let's go to number 2, okay? Number 2 is you want to then write a shareable article, okay? You want to write a shareable article. Now, what do I mean by a shareable article, okay? Have you ever wanted to be written up in a magazine or be shared on someone's blog? Well, this incredible article that helps you target your particular audience and help educate them and nurture them is going to help you out tremendously. So here's what you can do. You write an article somewhere between 800 and 1,500 words, okay? So it's like a blog post, but it's a little bit more than a blog post. It's actually something that could be written in a magazine, or somebody would take this information and share it. This happens all over Facebook. I get these every single day. Somebody will send me a text message or a private message, or they'll copy something on my particular board, some kind of shareable article. It's great information written by somebody, and it helps them, okay? And what this does is this gives you a piece of information, a piece of content that the internet world can share with their particular database that will then drive people back to your database. So let me give you an example, okay? So let's say, sticking with our marriage and family theme, okay, so let's say that you wrote a 1,500-word article on how to, I'm just making this up. So you wrote a 1,500-word article on how to I'm trying to not always do divorce. You wrote a 1,500 article on how to raise your kids in a way where they're number 2 and your spouse is number 1. Okay, and you wrote an article on that, and you came up with a really cool headline, and you wrote an article, 1,500 words, and remember, it was linear. Okay, so it followed the steps: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So if all they did was read the headlines, they would get enough gist of it. All they did was read your bullet points, they would get the gist of your article. You read that shareable article. Now, here's what can happen, okay? What can happen is you can reach out then to several like-minded bloggers, and you can send them your article. So let's say that, if you're doing marriage and family, you find other marriage and family experts and say, hey, I wrote an article that I think you'll really appreciate. Take a look at it, and if you'd like to share it with your audience, I give you permission. I'd be honored to do that. I'd be honored to have you do that. Now, with the shareable article, here's a couple key pieces of information. Okay, number 1, okay, is you want it to be no more than 1,500 words, okay? Why no more than 1,500 words? The reason is because if somebody's going to write this in a newspaper or going to put it on their blog or put it on their website, you don't want to take up all the real estate, okay? Second is 1,500 words is still a lot, okay? And you should be able to say everything you need to say to establish yourself as an expert on the topic and to be able to help your target audience in 1,500 words, okay? So no more than 1,500 words. Second thing that you want to do is you want to put a lead capture gift at the bottom, okay? So if you wrote an article, 1,500 words on how to have the best marriage ever, then remember you want to put something down at the bottom of this particular thing that says, hey, you'll probably enjoy my cheat sheet, okay? Or you'll probably enjoy my checklist, 10 ways to, 10 ways to affair-proof your marriage, okay? Click this button to get my free gift, okay? And that button then is going to move them to your opt-in page where once again, you're going to be able to capture their name and information. So what this is siphoning somebody else's database, okay? So you're going to have something to give away. You're going to write a shareable article. Then you're going to go to people who have databases with your target audience in them. You're going to give them your article and ask them to share it, okay? Tell them you'd be honored to share it. Oh, and by the way, you will return the favor. Okay? You don't ever ask them how many people they have in their database, and they won't ever ask you how many people they have in their database. So when you say, hey, I'll return the favor, they have no idea that you're going to share their article with 11 people. They have no idea you have no database. Okay? But what you know is they have a following, and you want that following. So the best way to get that following is to share something of value. Now, not only are you going to take this article and share it with other people, but you're also going to put it on your Facebook. And you'll write something that says, hey gang, I just wrote an article that I think you'll enjoy called 10 Ways to Affair-Proof Your Marriage. In this, I share with you blank, blank, and blank, okay? Always 3, power of 3s, okay? So power of 3s, okay? When you write something, you want to make sure that it has 3 helpful outcomes. Okay, so I'm going to help you 10 ways to affair-proof your marriage, and in this particular article, I help you, and then you give 3 things, okay, that relate to affair-proofing your marriage. Okay, 3 helpful outcomes. The reason why 3 is so powerful is because 1, it's an odd number. Odd always sells. Second thing is if 2 of them aren't what they relate with, chances are the third one will. So by giving those 3 things, you give them more reasons to open your email, okay? So write a shareable article, no more than 1,500 words, put a lead capture gift at the bottom of it where they have to click that link and move on to get your free gift. Return the favor, okay? Return the favor, and when you write your description, make sure that it's in the power of 3s. Make sure that it has 3 helpful outcomes. So my question is what's your shareable article? Now, here's the power of this shareable article, and this is why your action step today is to write a shareable article. The reason why you want a shareable article is because this is really the chapter of your book that everything else is going to be built on, okay? Your cheat sheet could be 10 ways to affair-proof your marriage. Now you're going to write about it. You're going to flesh out. You already got 10 points. Now flesh out those 10 points in your shareable article. And guess what? When you move on to your core product, you already have the framework for your core product. You already have 10 modules built in because you took the time to write this shareable article, okay? Step number 3 is host a Facebook Live session. Host a Facebook Live session. Now, you're going to love this, okay? We just did this with one of my clients. It was extraordinarily successful. And here's what I love about this. You've already written a cheat sheet. So you've already got the outline. You wrote a shareable article, so you already have meat on your bones. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go to Facebook Live, and you're going to begin promoting your Facebook Live, and you're going to begin teaching your audience and establishing yourself as an expert. This is your TED Talk. Everybody wants to have a TED Talk, right? This is your TED Talk, okay? You don't ever get to give a TED Talk speech if you don't have a TED Talk prepared. This is your TED Talk. and you're going to base your TED Talk based on your giveaways, based on your shareable article. You're going to create your TED Talk, okay? This is somewhere between a 15-minute and a 30-minute teaching session that you're going to teach live. And you're going to tease this, you're going to promote it for several days, and every time somebody likes it, you're going to send them. So what's going to happen? Let me once again get dirty with you again. Okay, so on the Facebook Live, okay, this is going to be a 15 to 30-minute presentation, okay, related to your topic, okay? So if you're in the health and wellness industry, this is a 15 to 30-minute health and wellness presentation, and you're just giving helpful content, okay? The second thing you're going to do is you're going to promote it on all of your social media. And I forgot to tell you that on your shareable article as well. You're putting this on LinkedIn and on Pinterest and on Instagram and on Facebook. You put it on all of those, okay? But here's the beautiful part. Every time somebody likes it, you engage. So every time somebody hits the like button or a heart button, or they say, wow, I can't wait for this, you're going to engage with a personal message. Okay, and this personal message is going to say, looking forward to teaching, and will you share? Okay, and will you share? Now you say, wait a second, Chad, I thought this was all about growing my email list. How does a Facebook Live help me grow my email list? Well, here's why. Okay, number four here is you're going to create a handout or worksheet that goes along with your teaching, okay? And you're going to make that available. Guess how? Guess how? My dogs are fighting. There we go. You're going to create a handout or a worksheet that you're going to make available in a link in the chat room. And when they click that, they're going to have to opt in to get it. Say, hey, I've got this cheat sheet. Where can I email it to? Or I've got this handout or this worksheet. Where can I email it to? If you don't want to do that, you can actually create the worksheet. Okay, give it for free, which leads us to number 5 under this. Give the worksheet for free. But literally, I had a guy do this the other day. Literally, print out your lead magnet. Okay, print it out. Literally, print it out on a piece of paper. You remember the lead magnet that we worked on, what you're going to give away, that checklist, that cheat sheet, that quiz survey, that report, that guide. Literally print it out on a piece of paper. It doesn't even have to look pretty. And say, hey, gang, I've got an awesome cheat sheet on 10 ways to affair-proof your marriage. It's right here. How many of you want it? And literally flash it in front of the camera like I'm doing right this moment. Flash it in front of the camera so they can see that and say, hey, how many of you want it? Okay? And so what we do is we call flash your lead magnet, okay? How many of you want this, okay? And then when they say yes, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a link right in the chat room where they can click that and opt in. Now, here's the beautiful thing, okay? Use Facebook bots, okay? And what's a Facebook bot? Facebook bot now is a nice little piece of technology. It doesn't cost anything. I use Chat Fuel mainly because my product's called Launch Fuel, and I love the fact that they have fuel in their name, so I use Chat Fuel, but there's several others as well that you can use. They don't cost any money, and you can go on there and you can set up a little Facebook bot, and what a Facebook bot is you can use a keyword, and this is really cool. You can actually set up an entire sequence in Facebook. So when you're going on your Facebook Live and say, hey guys, I have my little lead magnet here, how many of you want it? Just simply put show me or give me right in the chat room. Just type the words give me right in your chat room, and it'll be delivered right into your text message. And they write give me right in the chat room, and bam, Facebook bots take over. They get a message that says, hey there, it's Chad. Want to make sure I have your permission to send this to you in your Facebook. And of course, they're the ones who put the word in, so of course they're going to give you permission. So they'll say, yes, give it to me. So they'll click on the button that says yes, and it'll send them another text message. And that text message will say something really cool like, hey, thank you so much for agreeing to get my emails. As promised, I have this free gift for you. I think it's so exciting, and here's what I think it's going to do for you. Bam, bam, bam. Are you ready to get it? And then once again, make them push a button. Remember, last week we learned the psychology is the more things that you can ask them to do, if they do them, the more likely they are to establish themselves as a student in the relationship and you as the expert. So in your Facebook bot, you can go along and you can show them 4 or 5 things to do. Would you guys like to see a version of this? You guys want to see this in action? I won't do it if you guys don't want to see it, but if you want to see it, just put it in the chat room, say, yes, I want to see it, and then I will show you. Okay, so Patricia says, oh no, you guys aren't seeing my slide deck. Shoot. Shoot. Doggone it. I wish somebody would have alerted me earlier because I can't see the chat room. I have these amazing slides I've been showing you. Can you guys see it now? Doggone it. Now I see everybody's texting me, we can't see your slides, we can't see your slides. And I'm all focused in on my presentation here, so I apologize about that. The slide deck will be in the room a little bit later on today, so you can get it, you can see all the slides, okay? But let me show you one of these in real life, okay? So I'm gonna open up one of my chat fuel, okay? We just did this for one of my clients, and I'm so jazzed. I'm telling you guys, this is awesome. It's not gonna take over email, but it's really gonna help you. But I wanna make sure everybody can see this. If you guys can see my screen, say I can see it. Somebody tell me I can see it. And Patricia, I apologize for making you see my beautiful face and not letting you see my PowerPoint. Please note yes. What does that mean? Okay, can see it. Okay, perfect. All right, so let me show you this. This is my chat fuel. So I just went into chat fuel. I created a free account, okay? And this is one of my clients. His name is Todd, okay? Todd's a professional baseball player. And we came in and we created this little sequence for him, okay? And this is what's really awesome, okay? So what we did was we came in and we just created a welcome message. The welcome message is the first message that when they put in your keyword, what you want them to see. So it says hi, and see I put in a little thing here that automatically fills in their name. So it says hi, Todd Stottlemyre here. I just want to make sure I have your permission to send you a text message. And when they click this yes button, Facebook agrees they have now opted in and you can send them. So they click the little button that says yes, and then it'll move them over to this message. And it says, sweet, I'm pretty fired up about my new Relentless Success Online Performance Academy. I worked really hard on this program and I'm confident. Now notice, we didn't just give them the program yet, okay? They could have clicked that button and we could have sent them a link, but we're psychologically setting them up for something big. I'm pretty fired up about my academy. I've worked really hard on this program. The first set of classes I'm going to be teaching live because I want to be accessible to you and be able to answer all your questions. Are you ready to take your next level and learn more about my academy? Well, of course they're ready because they did it. So they would, bam, they click the button. And then it's going to take them to the nurturing sequence. Okay, and then it'll send them this text. And it'll send them this little thing that looks like you're typing. Then it says, before I send you to the page, wanted to make sure you knew this program isn't open to the public yet. I'm only showing this to my private Facebook group. So we're getting them to acknowledge something. Yes, got it. So they click that button and it looks like I'm typing again. And then it'll send them a text. Great. Now on the information website, you'll notice there are 3 levels of the class. Today, I'm only offering the VIP level and only for 50 people. So even before they get there, we're beginning to establish our scarcity, telling them what we have, the scarcity that we have, and we're letting our text messages sell the product. But I'm throwing in a ton of fun bonuses as a way of saying thank you to my first class. And then after that, they read that, then it begins typing, and it looks like he's typing for 6 seconds. The reason is I want to make sure they finish reading that. Really quick, here's a rundown of the bonuses, okay? They type for 3 seconds, and then I give them, bam, here's all the bonuses. Now, at the end of the bonuses, we say the Academy is packed full of amazing content and coaching, and I have a button that says, perfect, show me. And when they click that button, it takes them to the sales page. All right, simply click this link, and you'll be redirected to the information page where you can check it out and get signed up. Remember, there's only 50 spots available. I'm pretty confident we're going to be sold out tomorrow, and they can click that button, and it will redirect them to the landing page. You guys want to see it live? Here's what it looks like, okay? So I'm going to do this, okay? So I'm going to continue as me. Now, when I get this, so you may see this right here. Oops, Todd. Okay, so so he says, don't worry about all these up here because I've been testing it all day. But down at the bottom, hi Chad, Todd Stottlemyre here. I just wanted to make sure I have your permission to send you a text. And I said yes. And then it looks like it's typing. Sweet, I'm pretty fired up. And I say, show me the program. So see, my comments are over to the right. So it looks like he's typing. Before I send you to the page, I want to make sure you knew this program isn't open to the public. Yes, I got it. Okay. Looks like I'm typing. Okay. Great. Now on the information. And he tells me all about it, gives me the scarcity. And once again, it looks like he's typing while I'm reading. Really quick, here's a rundown of the bonuses. He's typing, and then bam, there's all the bonuses. And at the bottom, it says show me. I click the show me button, and it brings me to the sales page. Okay, it looks like he's typing. Okay, all right, simply click this link, and I click that link. And when I click it, watch what it does. It redirects me over to his sales page, okay? And then I can come here and I can find out about all the information that he's selling, and then I can buy his product, okay? So this is the power. Now, we did this with Facebook Live, okay? This was the strategy. And what he did was we came up with a keyword. His keyword was VIP 50. He was to create a keyword. And when he got to the point where he was able to sell, so he taught, and then he went to sell. He says, how many of you want to know more about this? If you do, just write in the chat room, put VIP 50. And when they put in the chat room VIP 50, we have it set up where it automatically triggered them, and they began getting those, and they opted right in. This is the power of Facebook bots, okay? You can actually use this to get people over to your database. It would been really simple on that Facebook bot. Show me the thing. When they went to Relentless.Academy, we could have just simply had a little opt-in page there. Hey, thanks so much. I only send this out to a special few. Put your name and email address. Give me your contact information, and the link will be in your. We could have done multiple ways to get them over, but you can see how powerful this is. If you have something free to give away and you're on your Facebook Live, flash your lead magnet and say how many of you want it. Great. Just simply put "give it to me" down in the chat room, and it'll go directly to your text message, okay? Awesome way to do that. Give it to me, go to the text message, leads them to get it, and they have to opt in to grab it, and now you've captured their information. Before I move on, I want to see if there's any questions regarding that, and am I going too fast? I'm super pumped today. This is one of my favorite things. Everybody get that? Everybody got it? Patricia smiles. Okay. Anybody else want to talk about that? Okay, I'm going to put right here, that one's called Chat Fuel. Now, if I was smart, I would put an affiliate link in there, but I don't. The program's free, unless you don't want their branding on it, then you can pay a lot of money for it, but I don't care. Let them have the branding. It's fine with me, okay? All right, so that was step number 3, host a Facebook Live. Step number 4, and this is really the gist of what I want to talk with you about today. The gist of what I want to talk with you about today is creating a mini series or a mini email series or a 4-part video series, okay? A mini series or a 4-part video series, okay? Why is this so important? The reason is because this is going to prepare you for your core product. Plus, it's going to give you lots of content to create and share. We said if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. But I think a follow-up to that is if you don't have anything to engage your list, you don't have a business. So what this is doing is it's creating something for you to engage. So I'm going to show you here if I can make this happen. I'm going to try to get on my whiteboard here if I can. I'm trying to remember how to do that. Share content. Oh, I gotta stop sharing my. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a moment, and it's gonna let my little iPad here share, and then we're gonna come and we're gonna get on the whiteboard. Okay. Can everybody see my whiteboard? Okay. So what I'm going to show you here, this is why this 4-part email sequence is so valuable. Remember, it all started with the piece of content, okay? That's no bueno. Hold on. One moment. I apologize about the delay here, but I want to make sure I'm getting it right and it's not letting me write on the screen. So I'm going to write on this one. Okay, now let's see if it'll let me share. Share content. And I want to share my screen. Well, guys, we may have to do this. Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to show you. So what it's going to do is it's going to start here with a piece of free content. And the content is super important because this is what's going to allow us to engage our audience, okay? So what we're going to do is we start over here with a lead magnet, right? Okay, with our lead magnet, okay? And remember, we said last week, when they get the information, they're going to opt in, and then they're going to go to a thank you page, okay? Okay, but when they opt in, they're going to get a series of 3 emails that we wrote out for you last week, okay? Okay, and remember the first email is an indoctrination email. The second email is giving them a free gift that you offered them last time, and the third email is all about the shock value with the subject line, and then lots of core teaching in the email, okay? So we start there. And then from here, we want to move them somewhere, okay? We want to be able to have something to give them so we can warm them up when it comes time to asking them to pay. So what we're going to do is we're going to move them from here. We're going to move them over to a 4-part video series, okay? This is a video series. It's my version of a TV. That's my play button. Okay, a 4-part video series. Or if you don't like video, you can create you'll need a few more, but you can create an email sequence here, and you can make these emails, okay? And probably a 7-part email sequence. And I'll show you what these look like right here. But this is the core. Now watch this, okay? When you move them from your lead magnet, okay, over to this is what we call now our tripwire. Right now it's a free tripwire, okay? We're not asking for any money. But when we move them from the left side over to the right side, what we're beginning to do is we're beginning to establish ourselves now as the teacher, okay? We're beginning to show them that, hey, I know what I'm talking about. This is really helpful, okay? And people want this. But how much money did this cost, okay? This cost absolutely $0, okay? It cost them no money. And so remember, we talked about the law of reciprocity. We're beginning to we're beginning to help them, okay? Which is super important. We're beginning to help them here without asking them for anything in return, okay? So what this is doing is this is walking, the story that we gave last week, this is walking into the restaurant. Remember, that's got the 2 set of doors. And this is you opening up the first set of doors. You're helping them without asking them. But really what this does is, what this does here, this 4-part video series, is not only does, or in this email series, not only does it establish you as the teacher, okay? Not only does it establish you as the teacher, not only does it allow you to help them without asking for anything in return, okay, but what else this does is this now gives you lots of content to build on, okay? Remember, you're in the content marketing business, okay? You're in the content marketing business. And sometimes it's very difficult to go and just write an online course. But you can write one email. That's easy, okay? Well, then you can write another email and then another email. And before too long, you stack these emails on top of each other and you already have the basis, okay, or the foundation for a course. So it's not only helping them, you're not just forging your way into their life, but it's also giving you the basis for a course. You now have all kinds of information. But every one of these emails, okay, and this is what's so cool about this, you say, hey, I don't really have a blog, or I don't really know how to blog, or every one of these can be repurposed. Every single one of them can be repurposed now into a blog, into a shareable article, into a podcast, okay, into a lead magnet, okay? You can repurpose every one of those. So the reason why I want to take some time on this content piece is because this content, if you take the time to build it, you can use it more than just building your audience. You can literally use it to build an entire business upon, okay? And so don't skimp on this. You need to be able to spend some time on this particular thing. So what we do is we start with the lead magnet, and then we move them over to this content right here, and we give them something for free. This is called a mini course, and everyone needs one, okay? It's a mini course, and everyone needs one. So let me come back here. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so this is why number 4, this creating this mini course is so valuable. Okay, I'll just recap here and then we'll move on, and then we're gonna put it together. Okay, the reason why the mini course is so valuable is because it is your content strategy. Okay. Okay, it's like creating the outline for your term paper when you were in high school. This is your outline for your term paper. Okay, it's your content strategy. This also, this is what I call your credentials as an expert. Okay, this is what pushes people over the top to purchase your stuff a little bit later, because you've given them more than just one piece of information now. Now you've been able to prove that you can stack information on top of each other, establish yourself as an expert, and now you have really forged yourself as the teacher in the relationship. So what does this email look like? Okay, what does this email look like? And then I've got 2 more after this. I'm going to spend 10 minutes on this one. Okay, what does the email look like? How do you create this? Okay, so I'm going to put on the screen here. I'm going to put in a new slide, and then okay, and I'm going to talk to you about what these are going to look like. Now, here's the nice thing about this is I've already created something for you that you're going to get in the membership site here in a little bit, but I've actually already put this together. Let's start with the email, okay? Just want to make sure everybody can see my screen. One person, right? I can see it, and then I will go. Oh, thank you. We're only seeing you, Chad. Okay, share screen. How about now? Can you see my screen now? I can see your slides. That's what we want to see. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's jump in. What does this look like, okay? So this is considering this little email mini course that we have. Guys, this is going to help you get so many leads. So stick with me for 10 minutes, okay? Stick with me. I'm telling you, this is the bread, or this is the butter on your bread. This is going to help you get a massive amount of leads, okay? So stick with me here. Here we go. Email 1. Email one, okay? In email one, and this comes from, I'm a member of Michael Hyatt's Platform University, and I spent a lot of money following Russell Brunson and Michael Hyatt because I think they're the two best geniuses in email marketing. And I subscribed to a course that he did called, and then he put his course on Platform University. And this is just a basic outline that I took, and this is what I use when I create a mini course. Okay, email one is simply what we call the welcome email. Okay, and the welcome email is basically tells them what the course is, what it's all about, and why it can change their life. Okay. Now, you actually don't put any content in email one. Okay, so when they opt in, say, "Hi, how are you? This is Chad Thibodeau," and then I give my value proposition. Thank you so much for checking out my free mini course called whatever, 7-Step Strategy to Growing Your Email Rapidly Without Spending Any Money. In this course, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 strategies that can help you grow your database from 0 to 100 in 10 days and from 0 to 1,000 in 30 days. And I really believe this is going to change your life, because when you hit that 1,000-person milestone in your email database, you now have the ability to quit your job and to make a full-time living off of your online products. It's going to make all the difference in the world for you. Check your inbox tomorrow. We're going to get started. Okay. Now notice, email one is just a welcome email, and it tells them where they're going. Email two is really where you start the course. Now, why is it important to do email one where you don't give them anything? Because remember, it's all psychological. You're trying to bounce them. You're trying to get them to do multiple things, because if you can get them to open an email, eventually you're going to get them to be able to give you money. Email two, this is the backstory. Okay. So this is good in any industry, okay? This is where you tell your background, okay, and how you personally implemented the steps, okay, that you're teaching in the course. Okay, this is all about your story, and what this is doing is this is step 4 of our 11-step process, of the little thing that we built. You're jumping in now as the hero, saying, here's how I did it, here was my problem, here's what I did, here's how I did it, and I really believe that if you do it, it's going to help you. Okay. Now, once again, the first 2 emails, once again, you still haven't given them anything. Why? Because you're still trying to tease them. Okay. Because email 3, remember what we said last week. If you can get them to open 3 emails, you got them. Okay. That's our goal. We want them to open 3 emails. And so we tease the content 3 times. Think about the 6 o'clock news. How many times are you watching the show right before the 6 o'clock news? Coming up on the 6 o'clock news, Dan Rather is on the front lines of the Vietnam War. He's got his camera, and he's going to be showing you inside the bunker. That's coming up on the 6 o'clock news. And then 15 minutes later, coming up on the 6 o'clock news. That's all you're doing. The first 2 emails are the tease. You're telling them what's coming up on the 6 o'clock news. Email 3, this is content. This is content email 1. Okay, content email 1. Okay, this is where you are going to begin teaching. Okay, the info. So if you have, if I have a 7-step strategy, I'll probably put like step 1 and 2 here. Okay, I'll put step 1 and 2 here, and then at the end of it, I'm going to make sure that I include an action step. Okay, so at the end of email 3 or content email 1, I'm going to include an action step at the end of the email to ask them to do something. Why? Because remember, I want to bounce them around. Okay, because the more things that they do for me, okay, the more they're establishing themselves as a student, more me as the teacher. This is so important. Bounce them around. So you may say, hey, you probably know people who could benefit from this 7-step strategy. I'd love to give them this free online course as well. Here's a link. Would you do me a favor? Simply copy this link and paste it in your inbox. Oh, and as a bonus, I'm going to give you something free in exchange for that. Okay. Email 4. Email 4. Okay. This is content part 2. okay? And in this content, this is the second email that's going to provide the content of your course. Okay, make sure you include the action step at the end of the email. This is going to be like step 3 and 4, okay? Oops, step 3 and 4. And on this one, their action step is going to be do some homework. Okay, so at the end of this one, do some homework, send it to me, okay? So I may say something like, hey, thank you so much. You know, so I teach them all the information. It's really helpful, really valuable. And I may say something like, okay, hey, today what I want you to do is I want you to actually create a lead magnet. So your homework tonight is to create your lead magnet. You're not going to get the next, and you're not going to get the next email for 3 more days. So you have 3 days to work on this lead magnet. To make sure that you've done it, I want you to personal email it to me, okay? And then what this does is it allows engagement, okay? Email 5, okay? This is content part 3, okay? Email 3, and in this email here, this is the last email that's going to provide content. Okay, so I'm gonna give in mine. I'd give step 5, 6, and 7. Okay, right here. I'm gonna give them the information here so that they have it. So this is going to conclude. This is going to conclude their content. But hey, I have a whole nother email, and so at the end of this one, we're going to say, be sure to open your next email as it's the most important email in the series, as I'm going to show you how you can make all of this happen easily, okay, or something like that. Or I'm going to give you access, whatever. What you're doing is you're teasing that something is coming. You're teasing your online course right here, okay? And then finally, okay, and then finally in email 6, here in email 6, if you already have an existing course, you already have a product or whatever, okay, this is where you're going to pitch your product, okay? And I have templates. I have templates for these if you want them, okay? If you already have an existing course product, pitch your product right here, and then this is where you're going to deliver a hard sell. Now, why can I deliver a hard sell right here, okay? The reason why I can deliver a hard sell is because now I have given them so much helpful information. If they've done every step with me, they've gotten a lead magnet from me with just cheat sheet. They've watched the Facebook Live with me. They've gotten my shareable article, and now they've just gotten 6 emails that have really helped them with what you're trying to help them. So now you can ask for a hard sell because you've established yourself and you've dripped, and now you can drop. Okay, so this is where you drop a hard sell. Now, the pro tip here, since these will be dripped out every course, okay, now let me tell you how you can make money, okay? How to make money on these, okay? Okay, the way you make money on this is because you're gonna drip these out every 2 or 3 or 4 days, okay? What you can do is when you deliver the first email, you can actually say something like, hey, thanks for opting in. You're going to get these emails every so days, but if you want them all right now, click this button and you can have access to the entire course for only $9, okay? For only $9. So what it does then, and then you send them everything. You send them everything that you got. This same thing with video, same thing with email. Okay, this is creating a mini course, but it's also creating your tripwire where you can make money. So a friend of mine, Julie, does this. She does these mini courses all the time, and she says she's got a plus 60% upsell rate. So almost 6 out of 10 people who opt in to get her free online course pay the $9 to get it all at once. Okay, and so she actually uses this $9 to put back into Facebook advertising, and her marketing will moves. Okay, videos, you're going to do the same exact thing. Okay, but you only need to create 4 videos. Okay, and the 4 videos that you're going to create in this one, and your videos, and I put this in the little thing I'm going to send you. How long should these be? Okay, that's a great question. The video shouldn't be any more than 3 or 4 minutes long. Okay, 3 or 4 minutes long is all you want. Okay, you want to get in, teach, and get on. But at the end of every email, at the end of every video, okay, here's your key. Okay, here's your key. You have to tease the next video or email, and you tease it by leaving something unanswered. Okay, so at the end of your, like if you're teaching on health and wellness, and you get to the end of that video, hey, but what I just told you is not enough. Okay, but really, what's important, really, what you're going to have is you're going to have to know how to make the scale your enemy. And to do that, there's a simple 3-step process to do that. Now, I'm going to share that with you on the next video. Okay, so be sure to check in because you really need that, right? So you're just going to tease the next video. So you create some tension at the end of it by teasing the next one, and that helps your open rate. That helps your email or your videos get consumed. Okay, so that is step number 5. Before I move on to the last 2, which are quick, I want to know if anybody has any questions on that. So it's email 6. We're not pitching our core product, but just the email content all at once. No, Patricia, good question. In email 1, you pitch this series all at once. You pitch that in email 1. Okay, so in email 1, when you send them the welcome email, hey, thank you so much for opting in. So glad. I really believe that this course is going to help you do A, B, and C. So excited. What to expect. What you can expect is that you're going to get an email about every 3 or 4 days from me with delivering this course. However, if you're anything like me, you want to consume it all right now. So you can do that if you would like to purchase the entire course without waiting. It's only $9. Click here to get it. Okay, that happens in email 1. In email 6, you're pitching your core product. In email 6, you're telling them, hey, I've got an online course I would love for you to purchase. Okay, and you're gonna pitch it to them. Okay, and you can do that via email. You can do that via video. It would be great. Or what another helpful thing is, if you're not ready to sell yet, you can pitch them to what we're going to learn next week, which is your webinar. Hey, I know this has been helpful information. I even got more great, valuable free content I'd love to share with you. Click here to sign up for my webinar. Okay, you can do that as well. I prefer that you sell both places. I prefer that you sell in video 4 and in email 6, that you sell your core product because you're going to get a lot of people who want it right now. And then if they don't buy, then you move them on to the webinar. Okay, so that's how I recommend that you do that. So pitch the whole mini series in email or video 1, and then pitch the whole core product in email 6 or in video 4. Okay, she says, thanks for the clarification. All right, so let's move on. Almost done. And then I'm going to give you guys some free stuff, okay? I've got an email template that you're going to get for these 6 emails. And I also have a free funnel for the 4-part video series. And if you want it, just let me know, and I'll send that to you, and you can upload that in your ClickFunnels account. It's a really nice one. Let me show you what this looks like, just so you can see. Okay, I'm going to go to. Okay, if I can remember what this looks like. Nope. I'll bring you the ugly way out. Can you guys see my screen right now? Can you guys see my internet, or can you just see my slides? You can just see the slides. Okay, good. Because then you can't see all the ugly stuff that I'm doing right here. Okay, I'm going to show you a sample of the. I'll show you a sample of the video series that we did. Just so you can see it. Un momento. I'm pulling it up here. Almost there, guys. I'm getting lots of text messages here. I'll get to all the questions here in just a minute. I literally need only 5 more minutes and then the class will be over. But I really want to show you this so you can see what you're getting yourself into. So if you want it, I'd be more than happy to give it to you. I think that's it right there. Yes, it is. Okay, so let me stop share there and let me share my whole desktop with you. Okay, let me know if you can see my. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? You should see a thing that says 4 video series. Okay, good. So this was a little thing that he put together. 4 video series, KO Fear, the opening round, a 4-step recipe to knocking out fear. People wanted to get it. So what he did was he had a lead magnet and he had a free video series that he opened up. So you click on it, you submit your information, and then what it does is it brings you to his first video, okay? And below his first video, you can see all of the comments that he got. So we put a social media feed in there. And what this did was it allowed him to have social proof, okay? That everything
Hey guys, Dave Dale here, the Monster Motivator.
So you can see the video. So we did a video for him right here. But you can also see that he's got 3 other videos. So in the email sequence, we pitched it to him. If you want them all, let me know. And all we did was we simply sent them a link then to this video page right here, which as you can see now, they're all open and undone. And you can just simply click the play button. Oh, looks like that link is broken. But you can simply click the play button. Looks like they're all broke. And you can move on, okay, to watching all the videos, okay? So that's what it looks like. I get this funnel for you. I'll put that in your ClickFunnels, absolutely free. All right, let's get to our last 2 things, and then we are going to be done for the day. Let me bring back my slides. Okay. All right. So that was create a thank you page. Okay. Number 5 is get interviewed on a podcast. Now, this is extraordinarily important. Remember, you did a Facebook Live, so you know that you can teach, okay? You know you have something to share. You did a shareable article, so you know you've got a delineated message to share. So what you want to do now is you want to find people who've got the exact audience that you want, and you want to borrow their audience by getting on their podcast. Everybody who has a podcast is looking for someone to interview, and people will tell you yes, okay? They will tell you yes. So find 2 or 3 podcasters whose target audience is identical to yours and get interviewed on their show. To make sure that they talk about and ask you the questions that you want them to ask, you're going to write your list of questions and your talking points. So you give them 4 or 5 questions that you want them to ask you because you already know that you have the teaching in mind that you want to teach them on the podcast. Remember, give your best stuff away for free. Give it to them for free. Go on there, be an expert, be an incredible guest, and share everything you got. Don't leave anything on the table on the podcast. The people who invited you will be forever grateful because they are now offering valuable content to their listeners, which is what they want to do. Second, it'll establish you as an expert because now you have got yourself on a recording as an expert. And the third thing that it will do is it gives you more content. You can take that podcast, have it transcribed, turn it into a blog post, turn it into a giveaway, turn it into whatever you want. But here's really what it does, okay? At the end of your podcast, you're going to say, hey, I've got a free online course on, and you tell them what it is. If you would like it, I'd love to give it to you absolutely free, no strings attached. Okay, and then once again, you send them to your website, not to your big website, but to the landing page site where they can opt in and get your free course. So you can see how it works together. When you're on a podcast, if you have a free course to give away, now you don't have to sell anything. All you got to do is give them the free mini course that you created, and that mini course then will sell them on your big course. Okay, so get interviewed on a podcast. Number 6, host a contest or giveaway. This can be fun. Okay, host a contest or giveaway. If you wrote a book and you have a physical book, this is super simple. You can, hey guys, I'm giving a free book away today. You know, if you would like it, let me know. This contest could also be, if you want to spend a little money. We did this with one of my clients. There's a huge conference in Atlanta, Georgia called the Catalyst Conference. And the Catalyst Conference cost about $350 to go there. And so we were looking for a lot of people to join our database. So we did a contest that says, win a trip to Catalyst Conference, all expenses included. And we wrote a little email that says, hey, thank you. And if they wanted in, they could opt in to get it. And then just for opting in, we were going to give them our lead magnet for free. So they opted in, said, yes, I want it. And so what we did was we provided 2 tickets, 2 airfare vouchers up to $250, and then we gave them $50 a day for food. And we gave them $100 a day in hotel. So the whole thing ended up costing us about $1,500 to put this thing together. And then we started shooting traffic toward it, trying to get people to jump in and give us their name on for this conference. Well, we knew all the people who were going to opt in were going to be qualified because only our target audience were the people at the conference, which was really good, but it's extraordinarily popular. So we knew tons of people we want. I can't remember how many thousands and thousands of people that we added to our database off of that one thing. So yeah, it cost me $1,500 to be able to do it, but oh my gosh, the payoff was literally 30 or 40 times that. And so contests are fun. They don't have to be big and extravagant like that. You could simply say, hey guys, I just finished my online course. I'm selling it for $1,000 and I'd love to be able to give it to you. No strings attached. If you would like it, I'm doing a little contest. Please enter your information here. And so now you're thinking, it's what we call a fishbowl funnel. What a fishbowl funnel is when you go to a trade show and they have a little fishbowl that says drop your card in there. Okay, we create a little fishbowl funnel, and you drop your card in, and then you contact them back and you give them something for free because you really want to sell them something later. That's what this contest does. So hey guys, I'm giving away a $1,000 course. If you would like it, you can get it. If you don't have a course, here's a really good idea. Buy an expert's course where their information has to do, where you know that their audience is your target audience, okay? So buy Michael Hyatt's $297 best year ever and say, hey guys, I'm giving away I'm giving away a free subscription to Michael Hyatt's best year ever. It costs $297 or $397. If you're interested in it, I'm doing a little contest, let me know. And then bam, you send them to your opt-in page. And once again, you grow your opt-in. Last one for the day, our 7th strategy is go fishing. This is probably one of the most incredible things that you can do anywhere and everywhere. It's go fishing. Join 10 or 12 Facebook groups that of people like-minded to you that already have an audience. Join their group, and you get in and you're active in their group. You get in, and when somebody asks for help, you give them help. Okay, you post comments, you post helpful information. You do not self-promote in this group, but you only help in this group. You become a viable asset. Now here's what you do, and I can't tell you how many clients I've gotten from this particular method. I go fishing. The best way to go fishing is to join a pond with the type of fish in it that I want. They already have 1,000 people in their group of your target audience. For me, it's ClickFunnels. They have 92,000 people in their Facebook group. I get almost all my clients from that private Facebook group. But I don't promote myself. I don't go in and say, hey guys, I can help you. Here's my contact information. Or I don't go in and say, hey, I'm the best person ever. Hear me roar. No, I go in and I help people. When somebody asks a technical question, I go in and I answer a technical question. But when somebody says something or makes a comment that directly relates to the product that I have, here's what I do. I send them a direct message on Facebook, and I say something like this. Hi, I'm Chad. I'm also in the group, and I noticed that you were struggling with ... Hey, I wrote an article on that topic that I thought may help you. Here's a link if you want to check it out. And I private message them offline. I private message them a link to my lead magnet or whatever it is that I have that helps them. And once again, I gain their information. A lot of times you can skip that whole process and say, hey, I have a course that I think would really, really help you. It's normally $1,000, but because you're in the Facebook group with me, here's a key code that you can use to get it for half off. I'd love to help you, okay? Or this is also a great way to get one-on-one clients. Hey, I've got a coaching system that I'd love to get you, or hey, I've got a membership site, or hey, here's some free information. You have to go fishing. So find your pond where like-minded people are, join those pond, and go fishing, but don't get kicked out. Plus, you can get things reviewed on there. So you can share your article. Hey guys, I just wrote an article on such and such. I'm trying to debate on whether it's any good or not. Can you take a look at it and let me know? Now, you can't put an opt-in on that. You have to just give them the article directly, but it will give you some really, really valuable information, and you never know when people will follow up with you and say, hey, I really want that. You give it to me. So in recap today, I said I was going to be 90 minutes today, and I'm 90 minutes on the dot. In recap today, here's your 7-step strategy. Create incredible content. Number 1, give something away. Okay, give something away. Just like we said earlier, make it. If you joined us late, what you're going to be giving away are things that people want, like checklists, cheat sheets, quizzes, surveys, reports, guides. Give something away for free. But when they download it, make sure they opt in. Second thing is write shareable content. This is your TED Talk in writing. Okay, no more than 1,500 words with a lead capture gift at the bottom, or you're going to offer them something for free. For instance, they may want one of your lead magnets. There's an opt-in at the bottom. They click on it and get your lead magnet. No problemo. Okay. The third thing is so with that shareable article, you're going to ask people to share it for you. So you're going to send it to blogs. You're going to send it to outlets. You're going to put it on all of your social media, okay, for people to grab it. Third thing is you're going to host a Facebook Live session. This is your TED Talk. 15 to 30-minute presentation. It's all teaching. All teaching. You don't sell anything at all on this. You teach, you teach, you teach, you teach, you teach. You promote your talk on all of your social media. Anytime somebody likes it, anytime somebody shares it, you engage with them with a personal, private message. Hey, looking forward to teaching. Will you share? You get engagement. The fourth thing with this is you're going to create a handout or a worksheet. And you're going to say, if you would like this handout or worksheet, let me know. I'll give it to you. And then you're going to flash your lead magnet. You're going to print it out, flash your lead magnet on the screen, and you're going to use Facebook bots to drive them, and they will give you their name and email address for those 2 things, okay? The fourth step is you're going to create a mini email or a 4-part video series. This becomes your content strategy. It becomes the little pieces of your big course later. And if people consume the little one for free, I promise you they're going to be interested in consuming the big one later on. Okay, now once again, this is the what, not the how. You're going to sell the how, you're going to give the what for free. Step number 5, if I can get there. Step number 5, you're going to get interviewed on a podcast. You've already done a Facebook Live, so you know that you have information. You're going to get interviewed on a podcast, which is really going to help you. And on that podcast, you're going to give your free email course or your free 4-part video course away for free. And once again, they're going to have to opt in to get it. Hey, one last thing on your hosting a Facebook Live that I forgot to say. A really good tripwire for your Facebook Live is you can have your Facebook Live transcribed, okay, and then go in and edit it so it looks like an incredible shareable article, and you can sell that. Hey, if you'd like the transcription of today's talk, you can have it for $7. But another good way too is if you're not a writer, you can do your Facebook Live first, have it transcribed, go to Fiverr, and have somebody turn your transcription into a shareable article. So you can literally teach on camera, and for $5, someone will take that talk and turn it into a shareable article, and bam, you've already got that one as well. Step 6, host a contest or giveaway. Give away your big-time product for free. Host a contest, gain a lot of names and contacts for people who want that, and then give it away. And then finally, step 7, go fishing. Join a Facebook group with your target audience. Join that. Be extraordinarily helpful. Add value. Remember, drip, 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 drip. And then eventually you'll be able to drop in a private message that you have something to sell to people that you think will help you. You'll be able to nitpick them. Listen, folks, you're only trying to get 100. If you do these 7 strategies, I promise you, you're going to have 100 by the end of the week, okay? People want information from you if your content is incredible. Avoid the mistake of making it complicated. It doesn't need to be lengthy. It doesn't need to be complicated. Make it simple. Write it at a 3rd grade level. People don't care how much you know. They don't care. What they care is your information going to help them? Be sure that it helps them. Well, folks, that is the class that I have. Billy wants to know, what service do you use for transcribing? Honestly, Billy, I don't. I just go to Fiverr.com, and I take my audio files, and typically it's $5 for 10 minutes. Okay, I take my audio files and I upload it, and they typically do a really, really, really good job of those. And so you can find people all over. You may have to pay a little bit more money, but that's what I recommend. You can go to private companies and do it, but to me, I'd rather have a hungry mom who needs the money and who's willing to do that kind of stuff for you, because she'll do a bang-up job. But you do have to give them instructions. You do have to tell them, hey, I want you to bold the highlighted points. Okay, I want you to make it look like a blog post. You know, you have to tell them those kinds of things. Any questions before I go? Awesome. Thank you, Patricia. I really appreciate that. I am going to, I've got about 30 minutes here. In about 30 minutes, you'll see all of this in the private Facebook group. I've got everything loaded from last week with the exception of the email templates. Okay, so I will, I'll get everything in the Facebook group. I'm going to do it right now. So you should have access to everything, including the share funnel for the 4-part video series. Don't forget, guys, we also offer concierge coaching. If you guys need some help, we have amazing coaches. Mav is incredible. Sandy's incredible, and I don't do too bad. It's $2,000. It's $19.97, but we take you through the entire process and everything that we've been teaching, and we help you launch. So we would take you through this process, help you create your content strategy, and I promise it would be awesome. Hey, now, something fun. Okay, something fun. To show you that I can be a man of multi-talents. Can you guys see my screen right here? I took my talk today and I turned it into, and somebody's microphone is on, so if you're on mic, if you don't mind muting it, that'd be great. I turned it into a shareable article. See this? I wrote it, and you may see this right here. And I'm going to make it look pretty, and I'm going to give you that shareable article. Okay, so you can have it, so you can use it as a template if you want, but I'm going to ask, if I give it to you, that you do just that. You share it for me, okay? And you'll see how I do it. It's going to look really pretty, and I'll have a bunch of links in that's going to help lots of people. All right, guys, that's our show, or that's our class for today. We'll see you on Tuesday for class number 5.